Hey all, Peyton Marine here with a long overdue update. So much has been going on. Uh, I kind of don't even know where to begin. Oh, but yeah, like life, work, everything has been super crazy. It's been a long time since I've been able to do like any kind of update or anything with the channel. There's been a lot going on with the channel. I've been making some a little bit more sporadic updates on Facebook, and some updates on Instagram. Instagram mostly just, like kind of project updates here and there. On Facebook, share project updates, but then also just kind of like, news within the wargaming stuff that's going on, and like memes and just funny things and articles and stuff I'm excited about there. But yeah, so I guess where to start? Things have been pretty slow on the hobby side, unfortunately, but then also kind of picking up a little bit. As you may know, I mean, I have children and stuff, and so I've kind of really kind of dove, not hugely, but a bit more back into an old hobby from when I was a kid and younger adult, I guess. Um, and now that my kids are getting older, they've very much gotten into Lego. So another expensive plastic um, minifigure, minis, toys, whatever hobby, if you will. So that's been really fun, getting back into that with them. And there's a lot of stuff coming out. This is Lego's 90th year anniversary coming up, and so they have like some really cool sets and remakes of classics from when I was a child that are coming out, and reimagining, I guess you could say, of some as well. And so yeah, so those are very cool and exciting. So I've been doing a lot of that with the kids. I don't know if you can really call it a hobby, I guess, video gaming. I don't do a lot of it, really. My biggest thing is Halo. I have all achievements across all Halos of any kind on any platform, except for one achievement on the new one, Halo Infinite, which is the Headmaster one, which is get um, complete all levels with all skulls on. Now, um, I was working on it, and I had, I think, 2.5 levels left, and they had an update that essentially bugged my lasso saved file runs, to now where the achievement, I completed it and everything, but at one point it turned off one of the skull modifiers, and I noticed it before I loaded up my game, so I turned it back on. But apparently that was enough before even loading up my saved file. The fact that it just switched off, and then when I went back into play, it was not recording any of those levels toward my achievement. Now, I noticed it after I beat one level, my percentage on the achievement didn't move up, but sometimes those can be buggy or lag and take some time to catch up. But it never did, and I beat the game on Legendary All Skulls On, which is Lasso, and no achievement, and it's stuck at 88%. So I'm hoping in August. I took so recently I took part in what they call them flights, or basically kind of like a beta test where they're adding new features to the game. Like they had online co-op for the campaign, as well as campaign replay. And I took part in that, and it seems like, once you get through like the first, I don't know, like I think it's two, maybe three-ish kind of levels of the game, you get to the kind of like the main world map, and then once you're there at the main world map, you can kind of go into the menu slash map section of it, and then select previous missions. But you have to make it through like that first three part. So I'm hoping with my lasso run save file right now that once the update comes, it's supposed to go live in August. Excuse me. So I'm hoping that once that goes live, that I'll be able to load up that save file, and then go back and basically replay. Unfortunately, I'll have to replay those last three. I haven't touched it or really gone back to the campaign to try and because I didn't want to like start completely over basically and replay the whole thing on Legendary All Skulls On, because it's just, yeah, it was just too much of a pain. It was so heartbreaking when I finished it and I had no achievement. So, but yeah, other than that, like I'm not too much of a hardcore gamer otherwise. Like I said, Halo's been my jam for forever, and I've always make it a point to get all achievements in the game, pretty much as quickly as I can. But life gets in the way, just like everything else. Like the Master Chief Collection, when that came out, that already had a ton of achievements, and they kept adding more and more. And they actually mentioned with Infinite, with I think with co-op and a few other things, they're adding like Forge, which is where you can like modify and make your own maps. They're adding a few more achievements to it. So I'm interested in seeing what those are. I'm definitely an achievement hunter when it comes to that stuff. And there's been a few other games I'll try to get all achievements in, but for the most part, I'm just really all about getting all the achievements in Halo. That's been kind of been my thing. So, but yeah, like, I mean, really at the end of the day, like both of those things haven't taken up a ton of time. And I've been kind of like plodding away at trying to finish up my Tau army. Haven't worked really at all on my Space Marine since November, December of this last year, so the end of the year. So it's been 7-8 months since I've touched my Space Marines. Still haven't played any games, which that would mean that since the beginning of the pandemic in February of 2020, I want to say it was February 2020. Maybe it was a little bit after that, before things were really starting to get crazy, shut down and stuff. But it was like February or March 2020 is the last time I've actually played a game, so I almost feel like I don't even know. I've been kind of trying to keep up to date with the things going on. But yeah. So, and then the next thing is the Horus Heresy, the new edition, the new box set, all that cool, crazy stuff is coming out. Now, way back when, I had a huge Salamanders army. I love the Salamanders. And I had it set up so I could play them either 40K or 30K. And actually, I'm sitting here looking at one of my little paint mugs with brushes. So, huge Salamander fan, love them. Definitely my favorite loyalist. Not to mention, with whoops, my thing I dropped. Green is my favorite color, and I like the darker green that the Horus Heresy Salamanders were. So that's the color scheme I went with. Not initially when I started them. I mean, my first 40K army was Dark Angels. Again, like the dark green. And this is when I first really didn't know too much. This was like 5th edition when I was first kind of getting involved in the model painting and building. Didn't actually play a game until 6th though. But yeah, so I picked up Dark Angels because, again, dark green. And at the time, the Salamander color was like a brighter green. It was that snot green. And it just didn't seem so tactical to me. It always seemed silly to me, and it still does to a point. The idea of like these brightly colored, Imperial Fist Space Marines and white scars, like how is that very tactical? But then after getting into the lore and just everything else, I kind of accepted and realized, well, I mean, they're huge, bulking Space Marines. They're tanks. They're not really trying to hide necessarily, unless like you're the Raptors or Raven Guard or something to that effect. But really, they're these huge augmented people, tanks, humans, whatever. They're just walking war machines basically. So there was no reason for them to try to hide, just make themselves these big bold colors. So anyway, kind of accepted it. And then when I transitioned over, as I got more into the lore, I just like the Salamanders more, their lore, plus cool dragon symbol, you got fire, all that kind of stuff. So I really got drawn more toward the Salamanders in the lore aspect, and then again their iconography, I guess. And then, again, getting more into it, realizing that the Horus Heresy Salamanders were more of a darker, kind of olive drab kind of green. Not quite like the Raptors, but, a bit darker. I really liked it because that's more the shade of green. Like, I don't like the bright Kelly greens and stuff like that. Like, again, green is my favorite color for the most part. I mean, there's definitely shades of it that I like more than others. But anyway, so initially I had painted them up kind of like you're supposed to, or how they were depicted in the Codex, and then I eventually shifted to the darker, more Horus Heresy colors, and then started building them so I could play them both. And I had a huge 30K army and slash 40K army, and it was great. And then, like anything else, ups and downs in life, financial ups and downs, and this being an expensive hobby, I ended up selling them. So I still have Vulcan, the Forge World model, which I haven't painted. I still just can't bring myself to paint him yet. I keep meaning to, and I want to take my sweet time with it and really give it the attention it needs. And like I said, I just haven't. It's actually adjust this. I don't know if you can kind of see it right here. If I can kind of move, it's probably not the easiest to see. Up, I guess. But yeah, so there he is. And like I said, I just, for whatever reason, can't find myself to get him painted yet. I haven't even base coated him. And I took my time just making sure to build him, clean him, make everything look really good. And I'm also the same way with Alfarius. I have the Alfarius from Forge World because the Alpha Legion are my favorite trader Legion. And I actually have a lot of their models. I have the Contemptor Dreadnought for Alpha Legion. I have some of the Headhunters and some of the Praetors and character models, special event models, and all that stuff still. And I held on to them because I've always been meaning to make an Alpha Legion army. And I've done actually a lot of commissioned Alpha Legion for people, and I'm always like so, I don't know, heartbroken, jealous to give up this model that I just painted for them because it looks so amazing. I did, what was that, how do you say it, Sicarian tank. I did the Siege, or was it Assault Claw, like the drop pod claw thing. That one turned out really great. I mean, they both turned out great because I did I used I think it was Green Stuff World Chameleon paint. They have the color shift. So basically they had like I don't know, kind of a teal to a blue shift, and then a kind of a teal to a purple shift. And so I basically would spray from the top down. So I did everything in lead belcher, sprayed from the top down with the I guess there's like a blue to teal shift, and then kind of from the bottom up did the teal to purple. So it kind of like from one end, it was like from the bottom up of the models, it would look like it was shifting from purple to a teal to a blue, and then vice versa, going down from the top to the bottom of the model, blue, teal, purple. And it just looked really awesome because those are like the kind of the colors that you associate with Alpha Legion, is like these purple, teals, kind of bluish kind of colors, and then everything's kind of like edged in like a silver metal kind of just color. Yeah, and it just turned out great. They looked really good. And I did for my what do you call it, the recess shading. For the recess shading, I did like a kind of a teal, I can't remember what, Dragonoff Nightshade. No, that's the blue one. There's a green one, camo shade, I think. God, it's gonna just bother me now. I'll just look. This one, the Colia green shade, I think is how you say it. But yeah, I used this in the recesses, and just did kind of a very careful recess shading with it. I didn't just like wash the whole thing, because if you did that, it actually diluted or killed the color shift effect. You really can't shade or put inks or really anything over that color shift, or it will kill the effect. So I had to be careful and just kind of put it just in the recesses to keep that effect. And like I said, they turned out really great. And then I would do like a real light brush, like dry brush with some kind of a lead belcher, or usually like a rune fang steel, or some kind of a brighter, to give kind of like that brush, kind of like worn metal and stuff like that around the edges, and just a quick, easy highlight. And like I said, they turned out really great. So all of that being said, I actually just ordered the Horus Heresy, the new box set. I put it off for a long time again. Finances, money, the world's crazy. Things suck still, pretty much for the most part. So I've been saving up my hobby dollars for it, because $300 is a lot. But I did buy it from a third-party seller online. So I think after shipping and everything, it still was pretty expensive, but it only cost me like $264, I think. Which I mean, I don't know. I feel like pricing in general lately, I can't hardly tell what's a good deal and what's not anymore. But I feel like I would have been more comfortable and maybe have not waited as long, perhaps, to try to get the box set, had it been originally priced at $250 versus $300. $300 is just one of those things where it's just like a hard pill to swallow. It's like the difference of pricing something at $299 and $300 or whatever. I don't even know. It could have been listed at $299. I can actually probably pull it up on Games Workshop right now while I'm talking. But anyway, I got it for like I said, I think it was about 264 all said and done with shipping. So, you know, still kind of a big one to swallow, but all of it, I want to get a good base. I really want to dive back into Horus Heresy, and I think I'm more apt to diving back into wargaming on that end. Just again, I feel like we had a good thing going at the beginning of 8th. They kind of really slimmed everything down, but things have quite quickly really got convoluted again on the 40K side of things. Now, I'm going to keep my Star Commander army. It's very unique. I still have a lot left to do as far as getting it ready, but it has been nice that they haven't had any really new Space Marine releases in the meantime, because I haven't felt like I'm fallen behind. I'm already behind, but I haven't fallen any more behind with just new releases, so that's kind of nice. I mean, there's other stuff coming out too that has been pretty amazing, like the new Leagues of Votann, or however you say it, look awesome. And I really want to get those, but yeah, let's see here. Where's the box set at? Is it even still listed here? I mean, the new, how do you even say it? Kratos Heavy Assault Tank looks pretty sick. I haven't gotten any of the weapon options. They don't even have it listed on here anymore. That's interesting. But yeah, like, I guess I haven't. Let's see, start here maybe. Oh, there it is. Yeah, $2.99. So I mean, still, yeah, that's kind of a lot. But I haven't gotten, and I haven't really, because it comes with the hard rule book, but I haven't ordered the what do you call it? The rule book for the specific, like, I guess, Legion, either traders or what do they call them? Where are they at? Why don't they have the books listed? Is it under gaming accessories, maybe? This is interesting. Gaming accessories, a bunch of dice. I already have some Alpha Legion dice from a while back from Forge World. I have to look to see if they're the same. These are all just dice. Where's their rule books? They're supposed. Oh, here we go. Rules, probably. Yeah, okay, so the Loyalist Legions of Astartes book and the Traitor Legion of Astartes book. So I haven't ordered either one of those because I want to get things kind of going first, but definitely going to get my box, and I'm going to paint them all Alpha Legion. I'm going to go straight up Alpha Legion this time. Not going to make them playable for 30K, or I'm sorry, for 40K. That would entail getting Chaos Space Marines, a whole other thing, and I don't really care for that too much. Plus, I like the idea of Alpha Legion in general. Like, are they all good? Are they all bad? We don't really know. What team are they on? Are they their own team? So I really like that about them anyway. And yeah, so that's the plan with that, is I'm gonna make them all Alpha Legion and then slowly build up a 30K Horus Heresy Alpha Legion army, and basically use the recipe that I've been using to paint other people's models for them. They seem to love the way they've turned out. I've loved the way that they've turned out, and yeah, pretty stoked about that. So that's the plan with that. So and the other big news, I guess you could say in a way, is I am going to Nova. Initially, I wasn't, and it's still, the logistics and everything of it aren't exactly there, but I've been going through. I've really been, like I said, kind of turning around projects. I haven't done anything like the, what is it, Imperial Aeronautica, or whatever that I had bought. I don't know what you call them, not fleets, but I don't know, air wings of Space Marines and Tau. Had this whole idea, this plan of making 2 teams, you know, because those are both 2 factions I really like in that game. Their vehicles look great. They're flyers. And then also I kind of like doing a Armies on Parade board of just these flyers and stuff. I thought that would be really cool. But again, it's just one of those projects that I couldn't get to, so sold them, sold a whole bunch of other stuff, sold a lot of terrain and stuff that I was planning on. All these big plans, and just never have the time to do, unfortunately, because as much as it would be awesome for this to be my full-time job and be making money off of videos and everything else, which we'll talk about in a second with the video thing, which is again just interesting. Um, they anyway, I just had to clear it all out and basically fundraise as best I could so I could try to get to Nova. Now, that being said, like I said, I will be going to Nova, but unfortunately, as of right now, I'm not doing any events. So you may be like, well, then why are you even going? So I am going to the. I was able to get back because initially I had got a hotel. I had gotten a ticket to the Warhammer preview, which is free or whatever, but there's so many they can give. I had signed up for a bunch of events and everything, and I ended up having to cancel and refund it all. But then when I found that, well, maybe we can make this work, I was able to actually get a hotel back in the main hotel for the event, which was pretty lucky and awesome. So I was able to do that, and then I had to get on a waiting list to try and get on the preview event, which luckily I missed out just by seconds on the first one because I didn't realize I had to rebuy my event pass in order to then try and get the free ticket for the Warhammer preview event. So by the time I had rebought my event pass, the ticket was gone, but I was on the waiting list again, and then it came up again and I was able to get one. So that is my only event so far. But I am also volunteering while I'm up there. So a lot of my time is actually I'm going to go up there and give back. You know, I've enjoyed the times I've gone, and if I can fit in an event here and there, if I can get the money and the time and really the models ready for it, I would like to. But as of right now, I'll be going up, and you may see me wearing a vest or something or whatever they're going to have me do. I don't know, pick up trash or something. I have no idea. But yeah, so I'll be going up there and doing that. So I'll be volunteering up there, and like I said, it'll still be cool. I love going. You know, I am going to try and get at least one piece ready. I actually have this bust, which who knows if I'll have it ready in time or not, but it is the Space Bear bust that if you watch the art show, or not art show, art channel, Jazza, he does really awesome work. He started another channel called Tabletop Time that a lot of people watch, which is kind of an offshoot, which some other people kind of head it up, but he kind of jumps in every now and again. But anyway, he's made his own custom Space Marine chapter, the Space Bears, and that is a bust that he did that teamed with Puppets War. And he also did some bits as well, and I actually used some Space Wolf parts and one of the exclusive kind of character in some of those parts. And I don't know if it'll focus in really well or not. It doesn't look like it wants to very well. But yeah, kind of kit bashed together and made a pretty cool looking guy here. So if I can get him painted up too, that'd be great. But I would at least like to get the bust up and ready. Like I said, maybe a few other things, but yeah, I would like to maybe try to enter a few things, or at least one, into the Capital Palette competition again, and yeah, at the very least have that. And like I said, you know, it's fun to go around, watch some of the games, see the different stuff, see people's armies, see the, you know, it's a really cool thing just to kind of be an observer of it. And it's kind of exciting. There's some new changes. They have like a cantina thing they're doing now to make it easier to have food kind of on the floor or kind of closer than having to go outside, fight people on the escalators and elevators to get up to get food in time to get back for your next round or your next match or your whatever. But then also, like, you know, they have kind of like a valet kind of thing with, you can take your army and park it, or you know, place it somewhere so you don't have to like carry it back and forth all the time in your room, or you can risk it if you don't have anybody, or if you do have somebody, then you have to somebody stay behind and watch your stuff. It's kind of can get really hassle, but anyway, yeah, it's I think will be pretty neat. You know, like I said, I do hope I can get into something and play some kind of a game. I wanted to kind of like maybe try to get a kill team ready. I mean, I do have the models. I could throw a Space Marine team together that's, you know, I have stuff that's all done and painted. I guess in my mind, narratively, I have these projects and these teams that I really want and would rather take. But yeah, I just don't know if I'll have the time for that. Plus, I haven't played any of this new kill team, which is vastly different from before. I say vastly, but there's a lot of mechanics that are way different that I haven't even played with or done. yeah, so again, we'll see what events I can maybe do, but at the very least I'll be up there supporting what I think is a great event, a great cause. Yeah, so that'll be fun. So the last thing I guess I'll touch on, and it's not really been solved really, I guess, and I said, like, I wish this is one of those things where I could make money doing this almost full time, like these bigger channels and stuff do. But my day job and family do take a lot of my time. And while really I could balance doing this and having a family, it's the day job part that makes it really hard, because of the commitment it takes. And therefore, that's where the juggle and the struggle, because I can't really commit as much time and effort as I would like to into building my channel and my page, reaching out and taking on more commission work when I can hardly do my own half the time. And when I do take commission work, I focus solely on that and getting that done in a good turnaround time, as to not, like, I want to keep my reputation on that side of things good. So again, my stuff gets pushed to the back burner, which like I said, I haven't taken commissions in a while because of that. I wanted to get caught up on a lot of my stuff, and I keep falling behind because the demands of everyday life and life in general just kind of sucking. not like personally, but like I'm talking on the bigger scheme of things. Like we all know, like inflation, gas prices, wars, just things going on everywhere. And we just went through this pandemic that's not technically, I guess, completely over. Depending, I don't know. It's just like, and the cost of everything is just crazy right now, and it's just it's really hard to stay on top of stuff. So all that to say, I started having issues with my YouTube channel where I was getting copyright strikes and demonetized, even though I make no money off of any of these videos because I don't have enough subscribers on the channel to get pays out for monetization. And as far as I know, now correct me if I'm wrong, if you've made it this far in the video, thank you for watching this long. Like I said, these updates and things tend to be kind of longer rants, but hopefully if you're listening and stuff, you're maybe getting some of your own painting done along, and this is just background noise. But as far as I know, there's no ads on my videos. Every time I watch them, and I don't know, I probably may have to like log out and like try to like log in or come in as just not logged in and see, searching my videos how they play. As far as I know, there's no ads before, after, or in between. And like I said, that's because my channel is, I think you have to have 1,000 subscribers to be able to monetize a channel and to get ad revenue and that kind of stuff based on views and all that. Which I'm not, so it does kind of suck when you get videos that get copyright strikes, because the biggest ones lately have been a few actual Lego videos that I've done with my kids or whatever, ones that I've just done on Lego reviews. But then any of them that talk kind of about my Star Commanders, and I show any pictures, or like I had one where I kind of went through the background and how I developed them and where they came up. And like, yes, they're kind of based on Buzz Lightyear, Buzz Lightyear, but not really. It's more based on this Buzz Lightyear Star Command cartoon show from the early 2000s, which is, funny enough, has been kind of been buried by Disney and Pixar. And there's actually a pretty good documentary on YouTube about that, where they kind of try to like go into as to why are they trying to bury this early 2000s Lightyear. There's a standalone movie that came out that starred the voice of Tim Allen still, and then they had a TV series, which I can't remember the actor's name. He played Putty on Seinfeld, Elaine's boyfriend, in some of the later seasons, if you're a Seinfeld fan. And anyway, it was a great show. I loved it, the lore, everything. And I don't know if this was all like they're trying to bury it, and this has been years though that they've been trying to bury it and kind of forget about it. You can't find it on Disney Plus. I think you can find it on YouTube a few places, but it's not streaming that I know of anywhere like really officially. And yeah, it's kind of unfortunate because it's really great, and it's, in my opinion, too bad that the Lightyear movie that came out had a ton of potential, and I understood that they were kind of like going a different route than the cartoon that had come out. But I was really disappointed that they didn't try to pick up those storylines or try to explain that storyline, and they went such a vastly different way. because that storylines and the characters and the stuff in it were so awesome and so good. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, so I've been struggling and having a hard time with that too, because it's already hard enough to break into the YouTube world of this hobby in general, because there are so many, and now we've gotten to the point where I feel like you have like some really main channels that are the go-to ones, the ones that pop up all the time, and they make great content, and because of that, they grow. And like anything else, you grow, you get more money, more viewers, then you upgrade your stuff, and everything gets better and better. The quality, the editing, everything. You can hire more staff as you get bigger, and then you can have a dedicated editor, which then having someone that's just dedicated at editing your videos is huge. That can be like a huge time sink. And when you have a whole nother person taking that on, or whatever, that really can take the workload off of the content creator and continue to improve everything. So it's definitely like a snowball in the good way, where, you know, as you get more popular. But because of that, like I said, it is harder and harder to break in, because this is a niche hobby. Did I say that right? Niche hobby. And therefore, unless you can either really, I kind of feel like there's like kind of two ways you break in. Like you either kind of slow grow and just, you know, just keep pushing, and you have the time to do that, or you are able to just drop everything and go like right in hard, just give everything you can, invest a ton into it, and then just, you know, basically cut your losses. Like hope that, you know, you investing everything, quitting your job, taking all your life savings, whatever, and just pouring it into this, and then just hoping it sticks. There's that route, or there's, like I said, like kind of slow grow. Now I've tried to do the slow grow just because that's my situation. Really, I can't afford to do the other. Not that the people that do it can't afford it, because sometimes it's a huge risk. Like I said, you take someone taking their life savings or all their savings or whatever you call it and dumping it in can be a huge risk. But the other fact of it is, like, I mean, I have a family and mouths to feed, and the economy is not helping out at all in any of that. So I can't do that. So I've been trying to slow grow it, and it's been fine. Like, I'm not trying to become like super crazy famous or anything. I've just been trying to share my love of the hobby and any hobby tips, tricks, and projects I'm working on to inspire others and maybe get, you know, give them some advice, and vice versa. You know, I like to receive feedback and get tips and tricks as well on how to improve things or do this or do that, and try to push myself in different ways, especially when I really would love to get back into building some armies on parade boards, because I love building those. They're so fun to make these huge epic kind of scenes, and then add in these special effects of lights and fog and, you know, water and sound effects and all that kind of stuff, which I've really enjoyed doing in the past and want to do again, as well as while I'm doing it, actually, other than just the photo documentation I've done of the builds, I would love to do like video document of the build, you know, like come along, watch how I do this, you know, do the time-lapse video of, you know, whatever, and then you can kind of see the end product being built. But again, that's a lot of time, a lot of logistics to get stuff like that set up and to get the equipment, and a lot of hit and miss. I've done a lot of research, I've tried, and then like I invest in some things, and then they're not working in other things. And then, like I said, like the biggest thing with right now is I'm trying to get a better editor program for videos, because what I was using Adobe, like After Effects, and I can't think. It was like it's basically this whole Adobe Studio thing. But like with everything else, everything's becoming a subscription service, and it's so frustrating, because I miss the days when before you spend like $60, $80, $100, and you own that software. And then every now and again there'd be like a patch update that the company would release for free. But over time they realize, like, once people buy software, unless you come up with some new software that has like some crazy new features or innovation, people usually aren't gonna like rush out to buy it. So what you do, charge them like a flat fee up front, and then a subscription every month, or just a subscription every month. You know, so you're paying for something that used to pay $100 for one time, you're paying 100 plus every year just to have access to. And like I said, with everything else and making cuts and everything, I've had to cut that. So I'm trying to find something where I can edit videos, like free programs that have enough features that I can still edit and make a decent thing or something. And it's been very, very frustrating. But All right, well, I think that's it for now. This has gone on for almost 40 minutes now. Probably by the end of this, it'll be very close to 40. Um, but yeah, in case anybody's wondering why there's been no updates on this channel, on the Facebook page and Instagram, just very sporadic and everything. That's why. Life is crazy. I'm sure it is for everybody else as well. I'm trying. It kind of sucks when it's not a chore. The hobby has not become a chore. It's not like I have to like, oh great, now I got to paint this and whatever. The issue is I can't get the time to hobby, and it's becoming such an inconvenience to do my hobby because I like the time off is so sparingly, and then the money to be able to do your hobby is so sparing and kind of scarce because it's like, do I buy the new Heresy box set, or do I buy hamburger? Do I buy a gallon of milk, or do I buy whatever, the new rule book that comes out every 2 seconds for the grand tournament mission packs and stuff, and those things aren't cheap either. Yeah. Again, it's been rough in that aspect, and I've made a few videos in the past talking similarly over these past few years. Not all the time, but I was really hoping that it was going to start getting better, and it's kind of not. And so that's why there's been a long pause, so I could focus and get things in. And hopefully this is the turning of a leaf, the improvement of situations where, like I said, I was able to finally be able to order the Horus Heresy box. I am getting to go to Nova, granted not do any other events or anything as of right now, but I'll take what I can and be happy for what I can do and what I can get out there and get back in the hobby, because it's been very kind of stressful, or maybe it's not the right word, but it's been, I don't know, very unfortunate, I guess, to not have the hobby to decompress the stress. So that's where it's stressful. It's like all the stress in life in general has been kind of culminating over these years with everything that's been going on in the world and in our lives. To then not have your hobby to decompress and rely on for that relief, to kind of have that escape, is really kind of taking its toll, and I'm really feeling it. So I'm really trying to get that balance back and be able to get that time again to get back into the hobby, to be able to de-stress and enjoy the hobby for what it is and share it with everybody else again. And hopefully, like I said, this will continue to improve, and like I said, I can't explain to you how big of a milestone it is for me to be able just to buy that Horus Heresy box set and have that on its way. That is a huge thing with the way things have been going lately. So I'm pretty excited about it coming. Now, how soon I'll be able to get to build and paint it, I don't know. And then subsequently get some games in, because Horus Heresy is already a niche within a niche hobby. I'm not sure even how many people around my area are. Plus, I also have the added stress of I potentially have another move coming up with my job. Likes to move me around the country decently. So I may or may not have another move. I'm not really sure, and that may happen fairly soon. But that's just how it is. So, okay. Well, again, thank you all for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, please subscribe, hit the like button, and then also check out the description below. I'll have links to my Facebook and Instagram there. Please go check those out. And yeah, until next time, hopefully it's not as long.